Now, yesterday it was all about Charity Day at the ASX with NabTrade donating all online and phone brokerage fees for the day. To tell us how that day went and what investors have been up to this week, Gemma Dale joins us. Gemma, great to see you.
Hi, lovely to see you too.
Yeah, what a terrific day it was yesterday. So just talk us through, how did it end up?
It was an absolutely enormous day, which was really exciting. So last year we gave $150,000 to charity, all from brokerage on the day. Yesterday was $268,000, so dramatically higher. Partly because so many wonderful supporters like yourselves were raising awareness, which was brilliant. So many of our customers wanted to trade yesterday, and also just the volumes at the moment are enormous anyway. So it's been marvellous. It was a great day. And of that we raised, 80% went to Rural Aid's new mental health initiative for young people. Talking about how tough it's been for people in the bush anyway for the last few years with bushfires, and drought's been horrendous. But COVID's been another whammy. Random personal story, but my uncle, who is 80, they have a local pub that he goes into. It's sort of the one community place everyone can meet, and they have to social distance. Which has been quite extraordinary for someone who lives probably 5 kilometres from the nearest human, to have to stay 1.5 metres aside from them when he's at the pub. He found quite difficult.
Country pub though?
No, it's tiny. It probably only fits about 20 people. So it's been a really tough year for people in the country, and for young people in particular, it's been incredibly hard. So 80% of that 268 will go to Rural Aid, particularly for this initiative, and the other 20% will go to the ASX Refinitiv Foundation. They have 10 different charities they're supporting, and the ASX gave all of their cash receipts from trading yesterday, from share trading, which I believe is about $200,000 as well. So it was a really big day and awesome for everybody.
So almost doubling last year's total. Let's hope next year we can double that once again.
Yeah, amazing, amazing.
Speaking of lots of cash, now investors have been holding a bit back, haven't they? We saw a lot of enthusiasm earlier in the year, and recently we've seen people's cash balances begin to pile up a bit.
It has been amazing. So in February we had cash at record highs. People have been building up their cash balances for years. So on the platform there's a cash account and a high interest account. High interest is it's almost a marketing term now. We feel uncomfortable putting it on anything with interest rates at such extraordinary lows at the moment. But people keep their cash there mostly because they want to be able to trade immediately. So they bring money in with the intention of trading, and that book had just been increasing and increasing and increasing as markets felt a bit toppy, clearly for a lot of our investors. They started buying, as you know, hand over fist right throughout March and April. As the market tanked, they were just buying and buying and buying, which means that cash balance should start falling. And yet we saw money keep coming in. So all of this money coming in throughout the year, and it's back at record highs again. So even though they've not been selling off what they bought, a little bit of trimming here and there, a bit of profit taking, they're not selling down their positions, they're still piling cash in, waiting for a pullback and getting an opportunity to buy.
When you say waiting for that pullback, so is that's the anticipation then that we're due for a pullback as we head into Christmas?
So we would assume that they're hoping for one soon. So they might be looking to put their cash somewhere else if they're using it for another purpose. But it has been amazing how much keeps coming into the platform, people intending to trade. And we learned back in March, they will put it to use when they see an opportunity. They will flood into the market.
Yeah, right. So you talk about those huge volumes that you're seeing at the moment. Just mention some of the stocks then where you're seeing those volumes.
So travel stocks are really big at the moment, for not a surprise to anyone at all. Flight Centre and Webjet have been incredibly popular all year anyway, and they've not been in our top 10 at any point in previous years. It's just been such an extraordinary year for the travel sector. They got hit so hard. Qantas has also been in there, so they've been buying those again. They have been buying them really aggressively throughout the year, so it's not as if people didn't have a position already, but they're feeling a little bit more enthusiastic about the opportunity to open up and start moving again. So they've been buying travel stocks. There's been really mixed trading in energy. So you're doing a bit of talking about energy later today. There'll be plenty of people watching. It's really mixed. A lot of our investors were feeling the opportunity to jump in was there a month or two ago when prices were really, really down. Then the oil price spikes again. Everyone thinks everyone's going back to normal. Now we're worried about oversupply. So there's been this really mixed trading as they're trying to get a feel for it. Tends not to be an area that our investors hold a lot. So Woodside, AGL, all of those guys, they'll move in and out. They're not sort of core portfolio holdings, so we're just seeing them move.
Well, given that travel stocks are leading the laggards today in Australia, I expect NAB clients will be doubling down, as they tend to do.
Loving it. Whenever they come off. Brilliant time to buy. Yeah.
Gemma, let's talk about what we're seeing overseas. Now, a lot of focus on the US because Thanksgiving, which didn't go ahead. But what are people buying over in that direction?
Yeah, so still Tesla because we love Tesla and that's all we can talk about when we go offshore. Believe it or not, NEO was actually more trades yesterday, which was amazing to us. But the trade sizes for NEO are like $5,000 each, and for Tesla they're 30. So that's the average trade size, which is quite meaningful for international trades. A lot of international trades bought directly younger investors wanting to take individual stock holdings and kind of have a bit of a punt and a play. So we don't normally see very high average trade sizes. Tesla's been getting up and up and up, particularly if anyone's selling because the price has run so hard since people have been buying it. But also we've been having this conversation about Tesla making it into the S&P 500, and now it seems to be happening and everyone can relax a little bit. The data tells us apparently that the run-up is in the period leading into joining the index. It's not once you're in. So all of the increased buying is priced in on the day you go into the index, and all of the tens of billions of dollars that poor fund managers have to go out and buy. It's going to be the biggest stock transaction in history, apparently, to actually take a stock that is going to be in the top 10 in the S&P 500, that they all have to get into their products, into the ETFs, into the index funds, all of that stuff. The sheer volume that's going to have to move to make that happen is going to be eye-watering. So it'll be interesting to see what happens and if it does spike the price again after it occurs, but certainly plenty of people have anticipated it.
Yeah, it's proving to be a bit of a disruptor in itself, isn't it?
Yes, the market side as well as the actual product.
Yeah,
It's
indeed.
quite
It's
interesting.
extraordinary. I remember when Tesla overcame Toyota's market cap, we're looking at a graphic yesterday, showed all the different car brands that Tesla was bigger than. It was pretty much every car brand I'd ever heard of in aggregate.
Yes.
It's extraordinary.
Well, in fact, I think it's moved past Walmart, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Possibly.
So it was bigger than Walmart. It was at number 9 last time I looked in terms of market capitalization when you compare it against stocks that are already in the benchmark.
Yeah.
But it's probably moved since then. We'll see what else it's overtaken. It seems to be more and more every day, just creeping up there.
All right, Gemma, great to speak to you as always on a Friday. Thanks for joining us from NabTrade.
Thanks,
Gemma.
guys.